morning everyone and welcome back to Bro Sports Talk. This is going to be my NBA edition and if I think that the NBA should restart. So as of right now, the coronavirus is going around and kicking a lot of people's asses, and we have a lot of more important issues than the coronavirus and if sports are actually going to come back into play. And there are several NBA players who are now speaking out and saying that they don't think that the NBA season should start.
I agree with Kyrie Irving. Basketball or entertainment period isn't needed at this moment and will only be a distraction. Sure, it might not distract us players, but we have resources at hand the majority of our community do not have. And the smallest distraction for them can start a trickle-down effect that may never stop, especially with the way the climate is now. I would love nothing more than to win my very first NBA championship, but the unity of my people would be an even bigger championship. That's just too beautiful to pass up.
Because of social justice issues. And if there was a time now to basically say that we are united as a people and there are no sports, it would be now. There are guys who came out, like Kyrie Irving and Dwight Howard at first, and said that they feel that the NBA players shouldn't play. And after being so sports deprived at first, I was like, well, how dare they say something like that? You know, we all want sports. And then I thought about it a little bit closer. And they actually make 100% sense. There would be no other way and no other more meaningful impact for them than to basically just say, boycott the season. The NBA is majority African American players. So if they're not being treated right as a people, they should have a right to speak their voices and have themselves be heard. And what bigger way than saying, you know what, we're not going to play sports until there's justice for these people, these innocent people who are being killed and targeted because of the complexion of their skin. And I have to agree with that. There is no reason that Colin Kaepernick should have been blackballed for taking a knee. At the time when it happened, we all kind of knew what was going to happen. We all felt that it was for different reasons that he was kneeing to attack the flag, and he said that he wasn't, and whether you believed him or you didn't, you know, that was your stance on it. But he just said 3 years ago that social injustice and racial prejudice are out there, and I'm taking a peaceful protest so that people can see my stance on things. And hey, if you're a casual fan and you turn on the game, why is this guy taking a knee? You go to Google and you Google it and you go, oh, Colin Kaepernick just wants everyone to be treated like human beings. So I think that if Dwight Howard and Kyrie Irving and LeBron James and whomever else it is, and LeBron did not come out and say that he was not going to play, but if he did, they probably would cancel the season because, you know, what's the NBA without LeBron right now? These guys would be making a stand and probably making history. You know, just because these guys are multi-millionaires, not everyone knows who these NBA players are or these NFL players are. You know, they're just people like you and I are. So if I'm driving a $150,000 Mercedes down the highway and I get pulled over for doing something very stupid, or if I just get pulled over because my taillight is out or I rolled through a stop sign, I don't have the fear of having to worry about being dragged out of the window of my car and being beaten mercilessly on the side of a road. You know, being a white guy, I've never actually had to think about, if I take a 1 mile drive to the grocery store, am I never going to come back and see my family? And that's what these guys are standing up for, is the social and racial injustice. Now, I can make that 1 mile drive, get pulled over, come back home and explain to my girlfriend that, you know, some a-hole pulled me over for something stupid. Now imagine being Kyrie Irving or LeBron or Dwight Howard or Colin Kaepernick, and you get pulled over by the same cop, and now you don't get a good cop, you get a bad one. And he pulls you out of the car not knowing who you are and beats you within an inch of your life just because you're black. That's not right. So with the NBA being majority African American players, they should unite, and I say that we should unite behind them and say, you know what, screw this, until everyone starts getting treated equally as individuals. Maybe the NBA shouldn't play. You know, the NBA is probably the only sport that can pull this off because of its global status and its global marketing and the fact that the majority of the players in its league are African American, that it would maybe send a powerful point to Congress or to to the people in charge who need to really change these rules and really assess how the people who are sworn in to protect us, protect everyone, not just the people who look like me. You know, the NBA is a wonderful game, and at the end of the day, that's all it is. It's a game. These players are worried about their health, their lives, and many other things. You know, it's just a game. What they would be doing if they boycotted the season would be much more than the game. This would be up there with, you know, Martin Luther King's Million Man March. It would be that level of importance, because now we live in such a global social media era that the NBA boycotts the season because of social injustice. Now, they may come out and say that. They may say that they cancel it due to the coronavirus. But either way, if they just canceled the season and most of the players are seen at these protests, I think it's a win, not only for the NBA in PR, because you'd have lifelong fans, especially for people who are just casual fans who are going to go, well, you know, I never really watched basketball before, but now the NBA wants everyone to be treated equal. I say that the NBA and players like Kyrie Irving and Dwight Howard are 100% justified in what they say, that we shouldn't play, and that there are other issues that are more important. You know, it took 3 years for people to say that Colin Kaepernick taking a knee in the means of social justice and peaceful protesting was actually a good call, and that the commissioner of the league actually is apologizing. Is it going to get him a job? Probably not. Does the NFL look like it's got gigantic amounts of egg on its face right now? Absolutely. So if the NBA can avoid one of those disasters from happening, why shouldn't it? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Follow my Instagram at Raw Sports Talk. I'll catch you in the next one. I'm glad I got to have this chat with you. I'm out.
Ooh, baby, I like it raw.